This week, the Ukraine war entered a new phase: diplomacy. Yes, the one battlefield where nobody wins and everyone pretends they did. Trump revealed a 28-point peace plan. Ukraine rejected it, Europe panicked, Russia laughed, and then Trump returned with a 19-point version, like a student editing an essay the night before submission. And somewhere in the middle, Macron told Zelenskyy, maybe, don't sign anything yet, which is French for, bro, I think the Americans might be selling you. Welcome to Ukraine Peace Plan, the sequel nobody asked for. Trump's first draft was ambitious. Some points made sense, and some felt like Russia wrote them while eating borscht. The 28-point version included Ukraine giving up occupied territory, Ukraine limiting its army, Ukraine swearing off NATO, Russia getting a say in Ukraine's security. Ukraine read it and said, delete file, empty recycle bin. Europe read it and said, wow, even we weren't ready to surrender this quickly. Russia read it and said, interesting, which in Russian means, we love it, please continue. If diplomacy were a family gathering, this was the moment France and Germany shouted across the table, why are you making decisions without us? Europe does not like being sidelined, especially not by the US. First, because of face, or as they politely call it in Brussels, strategic dignity. Second, because of their strategic and economic interests. Europe has poured billions into Ukraine and sees it as future EU territory. A US-Russia-designed peace plan threatens EU influence, EU reconstruction contracts, EU long-term strategy, Macron's personal ego, very important. Europe wants peace, yes, but not a peace where America and Russia shake hands and Europe is left holding the bill. And then, just as Europe was preparing to riot, Trump said, fine, we'll revise it. Boom, the 28 points suddenly became 19 points. A diplomatic diet. The 19-point plan has not been fully published, but journalists and diplomats have leaked the juiciest parts. Let's go point by point. 1. Temporary special status for occupied territories. In short, Russia keeps Crimea. Russia keeps parts of Donetsk and Luhansk for now. Final status negotiated over 5 to 10 years, which lets everyone pretend they didn't lose. 2. Ukraine stays out of NATO, in exchange for security guarantees and EU membership. Translation: you can join Europe, just not the part that protects you. 3. No foreign troops in Ukraine, no NATO bases, no US missiles, a buffer zone. In other words, Ukraine protects Russia's security, but Russia does not protect Ukraine's. 4. Demilitarized zones. Both sides move heavy weapons away. Great on paper, terrible when Russia rearms faster than OSCE can count. 5. Control of energy infrastructure. Zaporizhia becomes internationally supervised, Ukrainian-operated, Russian troops may be withdrawn. Nobody trusts anyone, the perfect conditions for diplomacy. 6. Ukrainian military reforms. No more limit your army size clause, but Ukraine must take a defensive posture. You're free, just not too free. 7. Reconstruction money. The most explosive leak. US companies get priority access. Russia pays only after sanctions relief. Europe pays early but gets less influence. Europe's internal reaction. Excuse me? We invested for 20 years. 8. The pardon clause. Yes, it's real. A leaked clause proposes amnesty for Putin, Russian commanders, some Ukrainian officials, meaning no war crimes, no corruption charges, no accountability. Everyone shakes hands and pretends the last 3 years didn't happen. Europe hates it. Ukraine hates it. Even Russia avoids mentioning it. Just when everyone thought diplomacy was calming things down, Putin appeared on TV and announced, "Russia does not seek war with Europe, but we are ready if Europe chooses war." Diplomatically translated, "My shirt is already off." Putin's warning was perfectly timed. Europe was arguing over commas, Ukraine was exhausted, and the US was sending real estate developers to negotiate. Russia listened to the 19-point presentation politely, and then launched more drone strikes. Classic Moscow hospitality. Zelenskyy responded, "Ukraine will not be forced into a bad deal," meaning, "Stop negotiating my future when I'm not in the room." And then came the surprise. Macron, who usually lectures the world on diplomacy, quietly warned Zelenskyy not to panic sign anything from Washington. France is normally the first to say, "Let's talk." But this time, France said, "Let's not talk too fast." Because behind all the speeches about peace, Europe is really asking, after the war, who gets the influence, the contracts, and the advantages? Multiple peace plans, competing agendas, Russia threatening Europe, China smiling quietly, Ukraine exhausted, America editing diplomacy like it's Google Docs. Where does this end? Here's the uncomfortable truth. A peace deal is possible, but not soon. Why? Russia wants territory written into the deal. Ukraine refuses to give up territory. Europe refuses a deal that rewards Russia. America refuses a deal that angers Europe. China refuses a deal that weakens Russia. Congratulations, you've created a geopolitical Sudoku where every box is wrong. Meanwhile, the war continues. Russia attacks Kharkiv. Ukraine hits Russian logistics. Both sides talk peace. Neither side believes peace. Spring offensives are already being planned. Diplomats pretend progress exists. This is where reality becomes satire. So yes, peace is being discussed. But right now, it looks less like ending the war and more like everyone arguing over who gets to write the ending. The US has one plan, Europe has another, Russia threatens everyone, China says nothing, and Ukraine refuses to die quietly. This isn't diplomacy. This is season 5 of a show that refuses to end. Stay tuned, because the next episode might be written by someone completely new.
Thank you for watching PastCast, where the past echoes through today. If you enjoyed the satire, scrolls, and scandals, like, subscribe, and ring the bell before the next empire falls.